Hey, Achilles. My name's Noah. I'm 43. I live in Sacramento. Um, I played a lot of sports. I played college basketball for 4 years, Cal State Monterey. I played tennis, ARC, college tennis for a couple years, and I stay active. Still play a lot of tennis, basketball every once in a while. That's where we got into the problem. But I also work as a welder, and I work 12 hours a day and Saturdays, so I work a lot of 68-hour weeks. Um, Means not a lot of sleep. Sometimes I'm not drinking my water. Those could all be factors. But yeah, I'm pretty aware of my body, my flexibility level or lack thereof, and I've kind of known I've had a lack of flexibility in my ankles, particularly, and Achilles. Also, I've heard about Achilles injuries and how long it takes people out, and been very afraid of that injury. A couple years ago, I got back into tennis after taking a long time off, and my Achilles were super tight, so I came back real slow and worked my way up. Didn't have a problem. So I felt like I was in decent shape, but I hadn't been playing any basketball for like 6 months. And my friend's like, hey, got another tournament coming up. I said, sure, let's do it. We won the last one. Um, so I waited and waited, and then it was less than a week before the tournament. All right, I'm going to go to the gym, try to play. I'm going to stretch out a little bit beforehand, put in, 5-10 minutes, like stretch out those Achilles. Turned out it wasn't enough. Um, yeah, same typical story. Went to cut, planting on your back heel, pop. I felt it, heard it, um, and knew pretty much instantly what it was. It wasn't someone kicking me. That Achilles rupture. At least that's what I am thinking at this point. So I didn't want to put any weight on it. I did a little bit in the beginning when I wasn't sure, and it felt like my foot kind of like was pointed downwards even when I was standing on it. It was kind of weird. Um, and then it was like, oh shit, you know. So processing this is happening to me now. What do I do? I'm gonna hop up out of there. Not gonna put any pressure on it. That's what I did. Cursed a little bit. Got to hopping to the car, 1 foot, and I did rupture or tear my right Achilles. So didn't want to take the chance of driving. I was, still kind of in shock. Called my wife, came pick me up, took me to the ER. Throughout this time period of waiting, started gathering the research, talking to some people who've gone through the same injury, and oh, this is recording. And surgical or non-surgical is a big decision to make. So I'm at the ER. I'm waiting, and I saw that you want to have your foot put at a 20-degree angle, just to keep the tendons as close together as possible. You don't want to lengthen out that tendon. And I'm learning about this stuff. Then the ER comes. I'm just learning, I'm at the ER, so I've only been there, a couple hours. And the ER is ready to bring me into surgery. Well, I wasn't ready to make that decision yet. A couple of people I've talked to went non-surgical, so, or at least set me up for surgery the next morning. So, I told her, no, I'm not ready to do that. So she looked at me kind of like I was crazy and was like, oh, no surgery? Well, let's get you out of here. It's like, okay, let's get me out of here. No crutches, no instruction, just leave. Okay, cool. Not a great experience. Whatever. Let's go. How am I going to get around for now? I had this walker, and that actually helped. I was brought some crutches too, and the crutches were difficult, and the walker worked better than my other options of hopping and whatnot, and that worked. It takes a while to set up these appointments to meet with your orthopedic surgeon and primary care physician, and so there's time in between where you're waiting. At least there was for me. The decision for me was either get a scooter or iWalk 2.0. Now, I build things. I'm a welder. In the garage, I plan on building stuff, and I want to have use of my hands. And the scooter sounded like I knew after experiencing the little walker that the scooter would be great for long distances, but the iWalk just seemed like there's more maneuverability. I'm gonna be around the house, working in the garage. I chose the iWalk. Worked out pretty good. I like it. If I had to go long distances, I would much rather have a scooter. I get that, but I'm going from all around my house and to the garage, and I have been working on a forge, and that's actually a lot of fun. So the iWalk 2.0 was good for me, and but in the beginning, doing all this research, trying to figure out surgery, non-surgery, discouraged. Obviously, I'm eating all this crap, a bunch of ice cream and stuff like that. And after about 4 days of that, I decided I can't do this. It's not going to put me on a good path, So it's already hard enough. You're already going to be set back, huge, a year, who knows how long from this deal. So I may as well, get the most out of this, get healthy, work out, been working out, and then been in the garage. So things are going pretty good considering. Okay, finally, first visit to the orthopedic surgeon. Now this guy was very unfamiliar with the non-surgical route. Didn't want to learn about it, apparently, because it's a inferior rehabilitation method, according to him. So he doesn't even need to learn about it. All right. Then he's also throwing information at me like the re-rupture rate is 50%. Well, that is significantly higher than any information I've found or heard from anyone else. 50% for non-surgical, 50% more. Or no, it was just 50% for, re-rupturing, which is insane. No one would choose non-surgical if it was actually 50% chance of re-rupturing, I feel like. But you know, that combined with his lack of knowledge, combined with some of his descriptions about, you know, the tendon is just connected by scar tissue only, and I just, I mean, the way he described it, I don't know, maybe it was legit, but I felt like combined with all the other information he's given me, it's kind of like scare tactics. All right, I've had enough of this dude. I'm out of there. You know, a little discouraged, of course, after, you know, talking to a surgeon. Him, you know, being the totally opposite of what I kind of have feelings about. I mean, you know, I have some bias against surgery. I've seen what surgery's done throughout my sporting career and to people, and it oftentimes creates more problems. Yeah, so about a week later, I got an ultrasound. Because through some of my research, somebody said if your rupture gap is too big, then non-surgical is not a good option. So they confirmed that it was a full rupture, not a tear, and that my rupture gap was approximately 2 centimeters, maybe slightly more, which isn't bad from what I've heard. He also thought my other Achilles tendon was overly tight, and that's not a surprise to me. But you know, oh, another thing I heard, well, you'll hear, is that you don't want your tendon to heal long, and you know, yeah, that's why they put. Well, maybe that's part of the reason why they put the angle, your foot at an angle, and yeah, it also depends on your rehab program. I've heard early mobility is a recommended way to go, whether it's, you know, actually whether it's surgical or non-surgical, but and maybe not too early non-surgically, because the non-surgical route probably takes slightly longer to heal. So about another week later, I got to see a second orthopedic surgeon. I semi-vetted him, you know, to find out if he had at least some experience with non-surgical route, and he did. So he seemed knowledgeable and open to both treatments. I couldn't get a great read on what's more critical, surgery, non-surgery, or the rehabilitation program itself. I don't know. He didn't seem to necessarily know either. But so anyways, he threw me in a cast, put it at 40 degrees, and and I'm betting on rehab. Yeah, I still have lofty physical goals, and for my future, and I mean, I don't mind the work, so you know, only time will tell. But you know, non-surgical is the way I'm going. I'll update you with progress, maybe monthly, and I'm ready. All right.